Social media is ruining my mind. Recently, I've been really starting to notice how foggy my brain is when I try to think about simple things, or even simply trying to have a thoughtful conversation with friends around me. It's scary to think, but sometimes I even suspect that my brain is slowly smoothing out and its grooves are disappearing. With my own will, I've been trying to give up social media and lots of forms of quick dopamine so that I can start regrowing my brain and start thinking clearly again. But it has occurred to me that I cannot do this all on my own. The algorithms used to keep us on this path of numbing and pacifying are bigger than us. So why not put my trust into something bigger than this whole world? God. I have been going about this detox the wrong way, and I've been trying to force this goal purely through my own frantic efforts. I think that when we all look into our lives, we can see some of that I can do it myself mentality. It shines through no matter how big or small the task is. We can sometimes get sucked into a loop of hyper independence, and it's just overall mentally exhausting. This is where our faith steps in. We can pray to God and ask Him for help because we can't do it ourselves. All we have to do is come to Him with our needs, and He will always be reaching out a helping hand. There are many ways that you may be seeking this in yourself, whether it's a tired body, a racing mind, or even just trying to walk in your faith alone. You have to realize that your life is not a solo survival game where you have to harvest every single block or fight off every monster based entirely on your own strength. We were never meant to carry this weight alone. I think one of the main reasons we stay in this I can do it myself trap is because we buy into a subtle lie. We think that God is too busy running the universe to care about our small daily stresses. We think He only wants to hear from us during a massive life crisis. So, when it comes to a stressful work week, or an anxious thought, or maybe even trying to figure out our household schedules, we don't even bother praying about it. We think, I should be strong enough to handle this normal stuff on my own. But pride or fear keeps us from tapping into the peace that's already available to us. For me, a recent situation where I've spent my time worrying and stressing over my next steps was just last week when I decided to put my 2 weeks in at my current job. I have been working at this company for over 4 years, and has been my first and only job. I was stressing about the scenario and what I was going to do next, job-wise, money-wise, and I still have to pay for tuition at school. But then it hit me. I hadn't even prayed to God yet about this specific situation. Sure, in the past, I asked Him to show me where He wanted me to be, and to let things work out the way He intended. But I hadn't even stopped to pray and ask God to help guide me in this untold situation. I got caught up in the traps of stress and overthinking, wondering, what am I going to do next? How am I going to pay for school? I was left in the unknown. But when I turned to the Holy Spirit for help, that's when things started straightening themselves out. I was able to get a loan for school, and God took the stress of a job and money off of my shoulders. Now, He didn't make me rich in money, but He has helped show me that I can be disciplined with how I spend my money wisely. And I can pursue other things. Things I love that I'm interested in, with the money that I do have set aside from working. Now, one thing to remember is that God doesn't always answer as clearly as He did for me in this instance. For example, before I decided to put in my 2 weeks, about 4 months ago, I'd been trying to find a different job and submitting resumes just looking for a new place to work. I prayed about it and I asked God to put me in a place that He saw was best for me. I didn't end up getting 2 different jobs I interviewed for at 2 different times in this journey. At the time, I was sad that I didn't get the other jobs, but I just went with the flow because I knew that God had a bigger plan for me. Now, while I'm looking back, I am in this position now because I trusted God even when I could not clearly understand the plan He had and still has for my life. If you look at the Gospel of John, Jesus explicitly calls the Holy Spirit the Helper or the Comforter. In the original language, that the word literally means one who is called alongside to help. Asking the Holy Spirit for guidance isn't a sign that you are weak or failing. It is exactly how the system was designed to work. We are supposed to lean on His supernatural peace and patience when our own human battery runs out completely dry. The Holy Spirit is a partner for your ordinary, everyday life. Even during the most normal tasks like cleaning a house, practicing an instrument, or just managing a quiet morning. I feel so happy and blessed that every day I get to spend time with God and the Holy Spirit. I saw something today that said running errands with a friend is the greatest level of friendship, and God is with us every single day, even through the tough times or tough struggles, or even the most mundane tasks like doing dishes or grocery shopping. But what a great friend we have in Jesus that we can take Him anywhere we go and talk to Him anytime we want. God doesn't want us to be perfect. He doesn't care what task we are doing. He just wants to spend time with us in any way that He can. We just have to realize that on our end. Before I was a believer, I used to feel so lonely when I was by myself or even in a room full of people. I didn't know Jesus yet, and I couldn't feel His presence. To be truthful, He was always there, but I just never knew it. Since I have become a believer and a follower of Jesus Christ, I can feel His presence everywhere. His presence is in the people surrounding me in my community, showing the fruits of the Spirit. When I'm by myself, when I'm singing worship songs, or even when I'm doing something as mundane as laundry. It is just so astonishing that we can have access to the Godhead literally at any given time. And we are so blessed that Jesus died on the cross to give us that privilege. Strong-armed willpower will only get you so far before you inevitably crash. Real, lasting peace comes when you finally surrender the steering wheel. It means waking up in the morning and honestly saying, Lord, I can't do it on my own today. I give you my schedule, my stress, and my limitations. Please fill me with the Holy Spirit and give me your strength to handle what is ahead. You don't have to fight battles you weren't meant to fight. Let me know in the comments if you've been trying to carry a heavy load by yourself lately, and let's encourage each other to put it down today.